Happy Monday, everyone. Todd Houghton here from Houghton Physical Therapy for Facebook Live episode number 62. Excited to be here again with you guys for one of my favorite topics, core activation. In this episode, you're going to learn the top 5 mistakes when performing a core activation program that will guarantee you will be injured. Guaranteed, 100%, no doubt. You will learn why having the wrong starting point when performing a core program will definitely lead to injury. Who am I? Again, my name is Todd Houghton from Houghton Physical Therapy in Ann Arbor, Massachusetts, and I am fascinated by how, with the correct core activation exercises, they are completely crucial to rehabbing and preventing any injury that you may have. I have beta tested over 15,000 patient visits over the past 5 years, and I can say these things with 100% certainty. The first thing is success leaves clues. So the same thing repeated over and over again has been successful with the patients that I've had and other colleagues of mine have had. So success leaves clues, it just works. The core or the fuse box is anything related to the front of the spine, the neck, the abdominals, the pelvis, muscles in the back of the spine, low back and the glutes, and also the adductor muscles. My belief is that 100% of upper body injuries, including shoulder, elbows, wrist, or hand, are caused by a weak core and the inability to activate that core and the spinal muscles during movement patterns. Specifically, the inability to activate and stabilize the neck and back with motion. I believe to assess and treat the neck with all upper, I believe that I treat the neck and low back with all upper and low body injuries and also the thoracic spine as well. My belief is also that 100% of low body injuries are caused by weak core or the inability to stabilize the core during spinal movement patterns. Specifically, believe it or not, the neck is also involved with lower body injuries as well. My belief is also that all injuries are caused. All injuries are caused and all injuries are preventable and they are predictable. So here we go, the top 5 things, top 5 mistakes when performing core activation exercises that will lead to injury. Number 1, the first thing that people do is the hugest mistake, the biggest one I see day in and day out, is finding the wrong starting point. We must take the ego out of our equation, and it might take a few sessions to find out exactly where your starting point is. And what do I mean by that? Doing the right exercise within your capabilities. 100% of the people come into my clinic are at least 5 to 10 steps ahead of where they should be. I know people are coming in for physical therapy, but also it's even worse for the athletic population because athletes push through things and know that they can just do them, so they miss their starting points. And unfortunately, what that leads to is a low ceiling. When we have a low ceiling with a performance, we try and break through the ceiling, that is when we get injured. Number 2 is to be honest where your starting point really is. People, again, who are athletes are really bad at this because they know that they can function through things, but they hit a couple speed bumps and their legs give out or their arms give out and they get shoulder, arm, elbow, knee, wrist injuries. And instead of just addressing their core, they try and push through and look for ways to get faster when they just have to rebuild or just change the machine just a little bit. And again, just because you complete a certain task doesn't mean you're moving it well. Some of the best athletes are just people that move well, doesn't mean that they know movement patterns. So we need to train them from the beginning. Number 3, doing the correct exercise at the wrong time. Like anything else, you invest money at the wrong time, you're going to lose. You can do the correct exercise at the wrong time. The best example I can give you is the plank is a great exercise, although no one does it correctly. So therefore, I hardly have anyone do planks. I often wonder, why do people do planks anyway? I don't really know. When's the last time you were on your stomach to do something? I don't know. Another example is one of my favorites is doing the Superman. And the Superman exercise, which is when you're on your stomach, pillow underneath your hips, it can be done incorrectly. If you don't know how to fire your glutes separately of your low back, separately of your hamstrings, then you're going to be doing it wrong. So again, right exercise, wrong time. The 4th one is the purpose. What are you doing? Why are you doing it? If you can't explain to someone why you're doing an exercise, what it's for, then you should really rethink what you're doing. It drives me completely nuts when I see people doing crunches with their legs crossed in this whole ab routine, and I don't know why they're doing it, and they probably don't know why they're doing it either, or a high-level TRX exercise when they're not able to stabilize themselves even in a plank hold position. Why does someone do the ab wheel? Again, it's a great exercise, but why are they doing it? Does it fit with your functionality? Does it fit with your training or what you're training for? If you just want to get in shape, you're going to be doing, initially, everyone's should be doing the same exercises to work on the stability and the core activation. But once you get to the point where you feel solid and everything is being turned on, then we get to do more activities based on what do you really want to do. And the last one, number 5, is it has to be a lifestyle. So the biggest mistake people is make is it's not a lifestyle. Well, I do abs 2 days a week or abs 3 days a week. It's not going to work. We need to do core activation exercises all the time, every day, all the time, meaning while you're sitting, activate the TA, standing, activate the glutes, some of the other core muscles that we can work, the chin tuck, the neck, the scapular retractors. So we need to be doing them all the time, so we're building up time under tension that the body is going to be able to sustain through movement patterns, just not during one specific activity. And my suggestion is for all my clients or patients is to do the core activation exercises 5 to 10 times a day for literally 1 to 2 to 3 minutes each time instead of one chunk of a half hour or 20 minutes once or twice a day. We must progress people from lying down exercises, then to seated, then to standing, then to walking, then to running, then to other different movement patterns. That's how you're going to build success and build some momentum. Hopefully this was helpful. Please feel free to tag a friend, or please feel free to type in any questions or any questions that you may have about the content. Hope to see you again next week for another core activation part 2. Excited to see you next week. Have a good night.